Bitcoin has not been doing too much. Market is getting a little bit boring. Everybody is busy buying apes and crypto punks and penguins and everything that you can buy with NFTs, making it absolutely ridiculous. But okay, the market is just currently consolidating, and we're going to look at the levels that you should be watching in order to become bullish once again. As I've made some statements that I'm bullish with Bitcoin above 51k at this point, and I'll just explain it in this small update. But before that, do not forget to subscribe beneath, like the YouTube update, and also do not forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I'll also be posting content regarding the crypto markets. So let's get to the charts, in which we can see that price acts at very important levels. So for instance, on the left we had this entire structure, right? So we had that sideways motion in which we rejected the previous resistance for resistance again, and price tumbled down towards support, which was found here. So in this entire run back up, you can see that it uses levels for narrative. So in this matter, we first rejected around 48k, given the fact that that has been support in this entire range as well. We've made a higher low as we found support around the lower 44k zone. After that, price has continued towards the remarkable level around 51k. Support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance. So you can see that before the price tumbled even further down in this corrective move in May, we rejected at 51k before we started to make that fall. So in order to get back in this range, Bitcoin has to regain 51k as support. So if we just have seen such a big run up as we have seen just right now, it doesn't make sense to become bullish in this region, unless we've had 3 tests and we're compressing, etc. But at this point, especially given the fact that we might be getting a bearish divergence and that we might be getting some downwards test after such a big run, I would definitely not argue to become bullish in this range unless it claims support again. That means if you're looking for swing trade longs, there are several options that you can look for. First one is we go back into range low support and you're going to dive into longs around this region. And there's 3 levels that you should be watching. The green zone that we have around 43.5 to 44k here, the second level around 41k, and the third one, which is the critical one, around 38k that has to hold as well. Those are 3 levels that you should be watching on the downside if we want to really be bullish and continue running. So if this holds, I think we are up for the new all-time high run after. The second opportunity is when you're swing trading is that Bitcoin breaks back up and then the real next resistance is found around 57k. So I'm assuming that once we break through this 51k barrier, we're going to get a short squeeze. But then you're going to look at the reclaim for swing trade opportunities. So those are the 2 levels that you should be looking at. But right now, it seems more or less the case that we might be getting a rising wedge structure. So when we're looking at the 4 hour, we still know that this level around 47.1 is the one to watch. So when we're looking at the downside on the lower time frames, this is the area that I think that should be holding for support. If that happens, we might be testing the high once again, and then we might be creating ourselves an even closer rising wedge structure here. But at this point, we're just not yet, but we're seeing some consolidative periods. If 47.1 is lost, then I'm going to assume 44k gets a retest. But I'm getting some caution, or at least some relaxed modus, given the fact that we do have this bearish divergence, given the fact that we still clearly didn't break 51k at this point. So I would definitely not be rushing into any position at all. When we're looking at Ethereum, we get the same view. It's up for a decision. Bulls would say, hey, this is a potential flag structure for continuation. Bears would say, hey, this is a bearish divergence, so we're going to have a downward structure. I think we are on the edge of a move, given the fact that volume is dropping down, given the fact that also Ethereum is facing resistance at this point, given the fact that 3400 has become resistance here and is resistance once again. I must say Ethereum is showing a little bit more strength than Bitcoin at this point, but I don't see any long entries at all at this point either. You're going to look for a long opportunity when it flips above 34, or you're going to look at the long entry around 29, which is the low, which is probably played out already, or you're going to look at it from the level around 26, as that is still a level that is untested. So that's a very small update on the markets given Ethereum and Bitcoin, with the three opportunities that you could be using if you want to take a long on a swing trade. Altcoins are still moving up, and altcoins we'll be discussing later today if the market remains the same as we see right now. But these squeezes that we do have on the markets are frequently going to bring out a big move once again. For you, it's up to decide which one you want to be into and if you're going to be in the correct trade, but at least you do know which levels to watch. I'll be back later today with another fresh update. Don't forget to subscribe beneath, and also do not forget to enjoy your Monday.